Right, it seems like my wall of crafts is getting a little bit full, so let's pick one of the things to do. Got a couple of Lego stuff scattered about, a couple of Gundams. There's 2 more upstairs actually. I also got these wooden things which I've got for Christmas presents last year and this year, or last year and the year before. So there's 2 pianos and a guitar, and that's being a bigger piano. I want to try a smaller one first before I try doing the bigger one, which is going to be a bigger project. I also have a cello as well, or double bass. I think that's big enough to be double bass. So with that, let's get to having a look at how to build this thing. Grand piano. Recommended age, I'm above 8, so that's a good. So this is from a company called Robotime. These seems to be like balsa wood. I mean, it's like ply, but it doesn't feel very nice, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I also have some furniture stain. I want to use some white ash on the white keys, and then I guess black for the black keys. I guess I have to do them now, don't I? You can definitely see like where it cuts off from the laser cut, where it's not, I wouldn't say perfect, but let's give it a quick sand. Wipe onto a cloth and then wipe off with after 1 minute. Leave to dry. Let's try this. This has to be this side as well. So I don't know what I was using this for, but it's being used for this now. It does take away the laser cut part a little bit, like where it separates the keys out. It does take away a little bit of that. Also don't know how much cleanup I need to do. Probably not a lot, given that they only give you like a small piece of sandpaper. That's that. Let's wipe off the white first. To be fair, it's not much is on there. I mean, it's definitely nice to have that contrast, rather than just using the plywood. So that's that. I think, based on how it's going, I probably do want to stain the entire thing. So I'm gonna do one side, then the other side, and I'm gonna use dark oak as the color. It does have some color into it, but I think it's more just like the, well, one, lighting, and B, just the natural variants of wood rather than intentional coloring, which is what we're trying to do here. The thing about doing this now is I am also wasting some of the stains on the bits that doesn't really need staining, but this is going to give us probably the evenest application of stain because everything is flat at the moment. Once it gets put into a 3D shape, that gets fairly difficult. I'm having to work quite hard to try and get the stain off the cloth, but that's probably not a bad thing. And we're also trying to work some stain into the gaps as well, where possible. That's one side. Let's do the other side as well. So one of the reasons why I wanted to use wood stain instead of color paint is because it makes the grain pop out a lot more than if I just cover it with, like, for example, flat acrylic. The downside to that obviously is you'd have probably less choice of colors than you do unless you start mixing stains, but I don't know if that's possible or how to do it. So, and this is the first experimentation into these kind of laser cut models, so I'm not too concerned. So I guess you can see here where there's difference between a fair amount of stain and like just a light pass. Right here where you've got the dark patches and the light patches. But we can come back and give them more color if we think we need it. Should I be wearing gloves while I'm doing this? Maybe. Not sure. I'm going over a second time just to give it a little bit more color. The only bit I can't really get nicely is this one because I'm afraid it'll get on the flower. I think that's probably part 1, and then part 2 is just trying to put them all together. There it goes as well, that helps. That was a bit wobbly. This is slightly tricky. Right, so in hinge, in here, and then into the side, and then down you go. That's a hinge. It's not a very smooth hinge, but it is a hinge. There we go. One stick. So while I am doing this, I am thinking about how to better optimize this for the larger build, and I don't have a good idea yet, is the answer. Just all the way to the back. Yeah. Which is slightly awkward because of its shape, and you don't want to break that piece. Otherwise you ruin the model. It's not impossible to cut out another one based on kind of what's left. It's going to be very awkward. It's one connection point for all of them. Wow. So starting in on this side. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Legs. So that's the feet, and then we have the pedals. It's slightly different too, one way and the other, just for a bit of variance. Okay, so that's done.